The first contact, the day humanity lost its innocence, began with a whisper from the void. Dr. Sarah Chen stood in the control room of the Deep Space Monitoring Station, her morning tea growing cold as she stared at the impossible readings on her screen. The massive radio telescope array spread across the Chilean desert had detected something that shouldn't exist: 17 distinct energy signatures moving in perfect formation toward Earth. "Run the diagnostics again," she ordered her assistant, hoping against hope that this was some kind of equipment malfunction. But deep down, she knew the truth. The signatures were too regular, too purposeful to be natural phenomena. Within hours, every major observatory on Earth confirmed what Chen had discovered. A fleet of alien vessels was approaching, and they would arrive in less than 72 hours. President Maria Delgado addressed the world from the United Nations headquarters, her voice steady despite the weight of her words. "Citizens of Earth, we stand at a crossroads in human history. We are not alone in the universe, and our visitors approach with unknown intentions. But I promise you this: humanity will face this challenge united as one people, one planet." The response was immediate and unprecedented. Old rivalries dissolved overnight as nations pooled their resources. Military commanders who had spent careers planning to fight each other now sat at the same table, strategizing Earth's defense. Scientists shared their most closely guarded secrets, and factories worldwide retooled to produce a hastily designed defense grid. General Marcus Thompson, appointed as Earth's defense coordinator, established his command center beneath Cheyenne Mountain. The facility buzzed with activity as representatives from every major military force worked side by side. "We don't know what they want," Thompson told his senior staff, "but we'll be ready for anything." The alien fleet emerged from behind Jupiter exactly when predicted, their ships unlike anything human engineers had imagined. Each vessel was a crystalline structure that seemed to bend light around itself, creating an effect that made them appear to shift and flow like liquid mercury. The largest ship, clearly the command vessel, was the size of Manhattan. Dr. Elena Volkov, Earth's leading xenobiologist, led the team attempting first contact. Using every frequency and communication method known to science, they broadcast a message of peace and welcome. Mathematical formulas, musical compositions, and images depicting human culture streamed toward the alien fleet. For 12 agonizing hours, there was no response. Then suddenly, every screen on Earth displayed the same image: a being with features that seemed to shift like smoke, eyes that held an intelligence cold and calculating. "People of Earth," the entity spoke, its voice resonating not through speakers but directly in the minds of every human. "We are the Vorthak Collective. Your planet contains resources necessary for our survival. You have one standard rotation of your world to evacuate. This is not negotiable." The transmission ended as abruptly as it began, leaving humanity in stunned silence. President Delgado's response was swift and decisive. "We appreciate your situation," she broadcast back, "but Earth is our home. We've lived here for millions of years, built our civilization here, raised our children here. We cannot and will not abandon it. Perhaps we can negotiate a solution that helps both our species." The Vorthak reply came immediately, delivered with the same emotionless efficiency. "You misunderstand. We do not negotiate with lesser species. Your technology is primitive, your weapons laughable. You have received our only warning." General Thompson turned to his staff. "They've made their choice. Initialize Protocol 7. Across the globe, hidden installations came to life. For decades, Earth's governments had prepared for this possibility in secret. Deep beneath the ocean floors, inside mountains, and scattered across the lunar surface, humanity's true defensive capabilities awakened. The Vorthak fleet began its approach, confident in their superiority. They had conquered hundreds of worlds, each falling within days of their arrival. Earth would be no different, they believed. Their smaller scout ships descended through the atmosphere, expecting token resistance at best. Instead, they encountered something unprecedented. Earth's skies erupted with directed energy weapons that shouldn't have been possible with human technology. Satellites that had masqueraded as communication relays revealed themselves as orbital defense platforms. Captain James Mitchell led the first squadron of Earth's newly unveiled aerospace fighters. The sleek black aircraft utilized technology, reverse-engineered from a crashed UFO discovered in Siberia in 1962, a secret kept by all nations involved. "All wings, remember your training," Mitchell commanded. "These things bleed. Let's make them regret coming here." The initial skirmishes shocked both sides. The Vorthak had expected primitive projectile weapons and chemical rockets. Instead, they faced directed plasma cannons, gravity manipulation fields, and fighters that could match their scouts in maneuverability. Dr. Chen, now working with the Defense Coordination Team, made a startling discovery analyzing the alien comm traffic. "They're confused," she reported. "Their tactical assessments keep referencing our impossible technology level. They genuinely didn't expect us to be capable of this." "Good," Thompson replied grimly. "Let's keep them off balance." The first day of battle saw losses on both sides, but humanity's surprise technological parity had stalled the invasion. The Vorthak commander's next transmission revealed their growing frustration. "Humans, your resistance is unexpected but ultimately futile. Our main fleet remains untouched. Surrender now and some of your species may survive as servants." President Delgado stood before the cameras once more, but this time her expression held steel. "To the Vorthak Collective, you came to our world uninvited, threatened our people, and dismissed our attempts at peaceful resolution. You've had your chance to leave. This is your final warning. Depart now, or face the full might of humanity awakened." The alien commander's response dripped with contempt. "You dare threaten us? We who have traversed the stars for millennia? Your species has existed for barely a moment in cosmic time. We will take your world, and your defiance will be remembered as the foolish pride of primitives." General Thompson turned to his command staff. "They've made their choice. Signal all stations. Initialize Prometheus Protocol." Around the world, humanity's greatest secret prepared to reveal itself. Deep beneath Area 51, CERN, and a dozen other facilities, massive generators hummed to life. Scientists who had spent decades working on theoretical physics suddenly found their equations becoming reality. The Vorthak fleet continued its advance, their main ships moving into low Earth orbit, their commander prepared to deliver the final blow to human resistance, confident that no primitive species could threaten vessels that had conquered worlds for thousands of years. As night fell across Earth's continents, humanity prepared to show the universe why their world had never been successfully invaded, why every attempt throughout history had failed, and why Earth's children had evolved to be fighters, dreamers, and survivors against all odds. The real battle was about to begin. The final stand. The night sky blazed with unprecedented fury as humanity unleashed its hidden arsenal. From concealed bunkers across 6 continents, energy beams lanced upward, striking the Vorthak scout ships with devastating precision. But this was merely the opening salvo of Earth's true capabilities. Dr. Rajesh Patel stood in the primary control room of the Global Defense Initiative, his fingers dancing across holographic displays. "Quantum entanglement network is stable," he announced. "All nodes are synchronized. We can activate on your command, General." Thompson nodded grimly. "Not yet. Let them commit their main force first." The Vorthak commander, observing from the flagship, radiated confusion through the psychic link. These humans possessed technology that their pre-invasion scans had deemed impossible for such a young species. Yet here they were, fighting with weapons that matched some of their own systems. "Increase bombardment intensity," the commander ordered. "Overwhelm their defenses through sheer force." Massive energy weapons on the alien capital ships charged, preparing to rain destruction upon Earth's major cities. But as they fired, something extraordinary happened. The beams struck invisible barriers that shimmered into existence, deflecting the energy harmlessly into space. "Planetary shield grid holding at 92%. Reported Lieutenant Colonel Jennifer Walsh from her station. "The Tesla array is performing beyond specifications." President Delgado watched the tactical displays from the secure bunker beneath Geneva. How is this possible? We've had this technology all along, Dr. Amelia Reyes, director of Project Prometheus, explained quietly. Not exactly, Madam President. We've had the pieces, discovered in ancient ruins, recovered from crash sites, developed through decades of black projects. The invasion simply forced us to assemble the puzzle. The Vorthak commander's next transmission carried an edge of something humanity had never expected to hear: uncertainty. Your resistance technology exceeds projected parameters. Explain. Your rapid advancement. Thompson personally responded this time. You made a crucial error in your assessment, Commander. You judged us by our public face, our visible technology. But humans have always been masters of deception, of hiding our true strength until the moment it's needed most. The battle escalated as the Vorthak deployed their heavy assault craft. These kilometer-long vessels descended into the atmosphere, their weapons charging for concentrated strikes against the shield generators. But Earth's defenders were ready. From hidden submarine bases, squadrons of hybrid fighters launched. These craft, developed through the secret Project Prometheus, combined human engineering with recovered alien technology. Their pilots, the best from every nation's air force, had trained for years in underground facilities. Wing Commander Li Wei led the assault on the nearest assault craft. All units attack pattern Delta. Target their weapons arrays first. His fighters' alien-derived engines screamed as he pushed them beyond their limits, weaving through defensive fire that would have vaporized conventional aircraft. The dogfights that followed rewrote the rules of aerial combat. Human pilots, drawing on instincts honed through millions of years of evolution as persistence predators, adapted to three-dimensional space combat with surprising efficiency. The Vorthak, accustomed to enemies who broke under their technological superiority, found themselves facing opponents who grew more determined with each passing hour. Dr. Chen, monitoring the alien communications, made a crucial discovery. General, I'm detecting panic in their command structure. They're calling for reinforcements from their home cluster. How long until they arrive? Thompson asked. Based on their transmission patterns, approximately 48 hours. Thompson's jaw tightened. Then we have 48 hours to end this. The turning point came when Captain Sarah McKenna, leading a deep strike mission, managed to breach one of the smaller Vorthak vessels. Her team's scan revealed a critical weakness. The aliens' shield generators required massive amounts of power, leaving their cores vulnerable during weapons discharge. This intelligence spread through the human command network instantly. Within minutes, attack patterns shifted. Human forces began coordinating strikes to force the alien ships to fire, then exploiting the brief window of vulnerability. The Vorthak commander, watching his seemingly invincible fleet take damage, made a fateful decision. Deploy the planet killer. These primitives will learn the cost of defiance. From the flagship's belly emerged a weapon that had ended civilizations, a massive device designed to crack planetary cores. As it charged, every sensor on Earth detected the building energy. Sir, Walsh reported, her voice tight with control. If that weapon fires, no shield will stop it. It's designed to destabilize tectonic plates. Thompson stood silent for a long moment, then turned to Dr. Patel. Initialize final protocol. It's time to show them why Earth was chosen. Across the planet, ancient structures long thought to be natural formations revealed their true purpose. The pyramids of Giza, Stonehenge, the Nazca Lines, and dozens of these. Other sites began to resonate with energy. Humanity's oldest mystery was about to be solved in the most dramatic way possible. What none of us knew, Dr. Reyes explained to the stunned world leaders, was that Earth itself is a fortress. These structures are part of a defense system left by an ancient civilization, one that chose our world specifically because of our potential. The planet killer weapon finished charging, and the Vorthak commander transmitted one final ultimatum. Humans, witness the price of your arrogance. But as the weapon fired, the ancient defense grid activated fully. Energy coursed between the monument sites, creating a network that turned Earth's magnetic field into a weapon. The planet killer's beam was not merely deflected, it was absorbed, converted, and redirected. The backlash struck the Vorthak flagship with the force of a small star. Shields designed to withstand conventional attacks crumbled before energy patterns they couldn't comprehend. Secondary explosions rippled through the vessel as critical systems overloaded. Impossible! The commander's psychic scream echoed across space. No primitive species could possess such power. Thompson's response was calm, almost sad. We tried to tell you. We tried to warn you. But you saw only what you expected to see. A young species with basic technology. You never considered, that we might be the caretakers of something far older, far more powerful. The battle reached its crescendo as the remaining Vorthak ships, their command structure collapsing, fought with desperate fury. But human forces, emboldened by the flagship's destruction, pressed their advantage. The hybrid fighters swarmed, the enemy vessels exploiting every weakness with ruthless efficiency. In the end, less than a third of the Vorthak fleet escaped Earth's system. The commander's final message, broadcast from one of the retreating ships, carried a tone humanity recognized: respect born from defeat. Humans of Earth, we underestimated you. We saw primitives where we should have seen guardians. Your warning has been heard. The Vorthak Collective will not return to this system. As the alien ships vanished into the depths of space, humanity stood victorious, but changed. The secret of Earth's ancient defenses could no longer be hidden. The monuments that had protected the planet revealed themselves as beacons broadcasting a message to the cosmos. Earth is defended. Its children have come of age. President Delgado addressed the world one final time as the crisis ended. We gave them one chance to turn back. They chose to test our resolve. Let this be a message to any who would threaten our world. Humanity stands ready, united, and far more capable than appearances suggest. In the weeks that followed, as the world adjusted to its new reality, archaeologists and scientists worked to understand the full extent of the ancient defense network. The discovered record suggested that Earth had been chosen specifically for its biodiversity and the potential of its evolving species. General Thompson, in his final report, wrote, "We won not through superior technology alone, but through the very traits that define us: adaptability, determination, and the willingness to stand together when faced with extinction." The Vorthak learned what every invader throughout history has discovered. Earth doesn't just defend itself. It transforms those who would conquer it into examples for others. The stars still shone overhead, but now humanity looked up at them with different eyes. They were no longer alone in the universe, but neither were they helpless. Earth's children had passed their first great test, and the cosmos would remember the day invaders targeted Earth, and humanity gave them just one warning. The ancient defense grid powered down, returning to dormancy, waiting for the next threat. But its message continued to broadcast into deep space, a warning and a promise. Earth stands ready. Its guardians have awakened, and in the depths of space, species far older and wiser than the Vorthak received the message and nodded in approval. The humans were ready to join the greater community of worlds, not as subjects or servants, but as equals who had earned their place through fire and determination. The age of hiding was over. The age of humanity among the stars had begun.